afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, cats and kittens, boys, gerbils, whatever you are. Thanks for tuning into the Refuge Report, where we sit down and we talk about things that are happening. Are they good? Are they bad? Are they really kind of trash? I don't know. We'll get into it. First things...
Sorry, I'm so excited.
We're 5x5. People can hear us. We're streaming on the internet. YouTube hasn't canceled us yet. Don't worry. There's always halfway through this stream when I say something that they don't like. So...
Are we blurry to you guys?
Are we blurry? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
What the heck?
Oh
no, it's fine.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Whoa, what?
Wrench just only gave... Oh, no. Like he only gave us a 52. Just kidding. That's probably a good score.
All right.
Audio is great. That's cool because it's coming through an iPhone.
Bob sounds great, loud and clear. As always, guys, shout out to everybody who is in the chat. We love you. You're the best. Believe it. A lot of people say you're not the best. I say you are the best. Some of the best. Kamala doesn't think you're the best. We are. So, Voltage Divider, Beth, Rick, Scuba Rob is here. Shout out to Scuba Rob. Everybody give a quick applause to Scuba Rob. He ran a lot of logistics in the deployment with Hurricane Helene, which we'll get into here in a little bit. But that is a really, really cool dude. He's a very lovable guy. Be Ready Prepared. Rick is here. Tactical Shepherd. Wrenches is here. The one, the only. Oh, man, Ed, good afternoon, you beautiful son of a gun. Shout out to Ed with Iridium Group for giving me advice about radiological material when I thought I was exposed, and I totally wasn't exposed in a certain place that definitely didn't get hit by Hurricane Helene.
Oh, you mean like when my husband was like, hey, this is happening, and then this is happening, and you're like, wait, what? The boots are turning what color?
Yeah, don't ask what's in the water. Don't ask any questions.
Don't drink it, though. Don't even, don't think you can filter it. Just don't drink it.
Beth Winthrop asks, who thinks the Tabernacles goes way too fast? I think Tabernacles always seems to fly by because you're having such a great time dwelling with the Most High, hanging out with your homies, eating sheep, all that stuff, man. It's a really fun time. We had a blessed Tabernacles this year. It was really, really good. Man, I don't even know what I did. I relaxed with the fam. I wrestled toddlers. Had a lot of good Bible teachings. It was a fun time. This great grandmother thanks you for all you have done for the communities you just left and for all you do for Caleb House. Bless each and every one of you. Hey, bless you, Husky Mom. It's an honor to be able to serve. This is our life, dude. We get to do this. You know, a lot of people talk a lot of jive and they try to, pretend to be something. We just do stuff over here. We think, hey, how can we help? And then we just start doing it, right? So, time for the foil already. Yeah. So, we're not going to get into the foil just yet.
Oh, man, I just typed out 10 foil time on the screen.
We'll get there.
I'll save it.
We'll get there. Don't worry. Okay, guys. So, we got a couple of things that we're going to talk about on the live stream today. This is going to be a good live stream. So, with that, share it out. Share it to at least one friend. We got to get 100 people here watching. If we don't get 100 people, what are we even doing? Not that you're not valuable. You're all valuable. Very valuable. Some of the best, believe it. But what we want to do is we want to get more people in the chat because we have some big opportunities today to talk about.
What are you telling them about?
I'm definitely not telling them.
No.
Hold on. Everybody calm down.
Brett.
I can do it. I've already been cleared. I talked to my board. Sorry, I have a lot of Trump impersonations. I got Trump on the brain. I'm trying to get through the Joe Rogan interview. I think every president should have to sit down and do a 2 to 3 hour interview, unfiltered, raw. With Joe Rogan, or with Sean Ryan, or with Tucker Carlson, or with Candace Owens, or somebody like that that's just not gonna pull a bunch of punches. I do think Joe pulled some punches. I think you could have asked about some Operation Warp Speed stuff, but that's neither here nor there. We're not in the foil yet. Okay, so today we're going to talk about some job opportunities that we have at Refuge Medical. What? Didn't you say job opportunities? We do. We have some, and you know what? I'll go so far as to say not job opportunities. I'll say career opportunities. All right? We got some career opportunities at Refuge Medical. And not one. We have multiple career opportunities at Refuge Medical, right? So that's going to be great. Then we're also going to talk about Hurricane Helene and give you guys an opportunity to ask some questions from, what I saw as Bob from Refuge there on the ground in Hurricane Helene and my experiences there, which were pretty intense to say the least. Then after Hurricane Helene, we're going to pivot over to the election. Obviously, everybody knows that there's the very best election, totally fair, coming up. And it's going to be...
they're not burning ballots already in the post office boxes.
They're not burning ballots. Nobody's burned any ballots. We don't have video evidence. They are. They're doing it. It's totally fine.
I need to find a video of them, of the police pulling out the burning ballots and then put that over it.
Yeah, that'll be good. So it'll be really cool. So let's start off by saying shout out to you guys at the Refuge Nation for allowing us to do what we do. This show is always brought to you by you. So the money that you pour into this company to receive badass first aid kits that are made in America by real Americans caring about other real Americans is what supports this show. It gives us the ability to get news out, gives us the ability to connect with you. We love to do transparency. This is where you can ask questions, raise contentions, whatever you have. This is the opportunity to be like, Bob, why is this like this? And I'll be like, well, this is like this because of this. Stuff like that. And so, it's humbling that this is our job. Lauren gets to make goofy videos and schedule ads and, make reels and content and stuff like that. I get to train people and talk to you guys and help develop new products. Britt gets to facilitate the saving of lives through the production and manufacturing of first aid kits. Every single person here, when they touch a first aid kit, they have the opportunity to play a part in saving a life. That's a huge, huge blessing. It's a big deal, and we take it seriously, so thank you for supporting this small business and all that we do. This is so dope. Checking in from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, trying to find more on the polling station stuff for you guys. Hey, thanks, Joe. I appreciate that. You can send it over to bob@refugemedical.com. You can also send it to intel@bearindependent.com. I'm excited. I hope to be an employee. Working for a Torah-focused organization that helps people is my dream. That's awesome. Mama, how do I? We'll get into that. So, let's start. Refuge Medical and Refuge Industries is looking for some new employees, right? So here's the type of employees that we're looking for. So we have 2 openings in 3 different positions. So 6 openings total. What? Yeah, that's right. 6 openings in total. So here's what we're looking for. So first things first, we're looking for 2 employees for the sew shop. So for this position, ideally, you would have some sort of experience having worked in manufacturing or in a sew shop or having your own sewing machine. You're good with your hands. You're a creative individual. You're hardworking, and you can handle a somewhat fast-paced and structured environment. What we don't want is somebody that's never touched a sewing machine or has no idea what a sewing machine is or what fabric is or has no passion for that. This would not be a good position for you. You're not going to last very long. That being said, a lot of people who are working in the sew shop right now didn't have a ton of prior experience in this field. You don't have to know how to sew tactical nylon. You don't have to know how to sew first aid kits, but it does help if you have familiarity with some of the tools and some of the know-how behind this is a bar tack and this is a single needle, this is a double needle, stuff like that really will help. Versus if you're a very crafty individual and you've been killing it on your Cricut side business or you've been making handbags by hand in your garage or something like that, this would be a really cool opportunity for you to step into a professionalized environment that's really helping save lives. So with that, we have 2 different positions that are open in the sew shop, and we are starting interviews for that on Monday. So if you are someone or you know someone that would be a good fit for this organization and you think that they'd be a good fit, this is an in-person job in Spiro, Oklahoma. And it would be really, really cool to have you come be a part of this. It really would. Heather 7 says your girl can sew, but entry level. What does that mean, Heather? Let's talk about it. Oh, dude. Yuppie Snipers here. Hello from the drone team. Those guys were awesome. Shout out to you guys. Seriously, you're such a blessing to the organization. You're out there bringing so many good assets to bear, whether it was the thermal drones that were able to check bridges, whether it was your recon ability to find new targets and help us get a better intelligence picture of the area. Those guys really helped us out there in North Carolina and Tennessee. What's up, Waffles? You're beautiful, bro. So, 2 positions are open in the sew shop. If you know somebody that would be a good fit for, let them know. All right? So, next thing. Bob, how do we let them know? Great question. Go ahead and email Britt at refugemedical.com. That's BRITT at refugemedical.com. Britt's going to be taking in all of these resumes, all these little applications. Please send a resume. Please don't just send a note saying, I work for you too, please. We're not going to do that, okay? It doesn't have to be a 7-page resume. We prefer a 1-page, a 1-sheeter, right? But just a simple... What was that? She said no cover letter needed. I don't need a bunch of recommendations, but send over a resume. Let us know, hey, this is what I've done, and that'd be pretty cool. Mama, how do I? I have 30 years experience sewing, and bags are my favorite. Mama, send over a resume to Britt at refugemedical.com. Seriously, send it over today, and we will get an interview scheduled with you before Monday. All right? Because we got real opportunities, and we're trying to scale the operation, and we need good people that are focused on serving the Father. Jen, who runs a sew shop, is over there fist pumping right now. She's like, yeah, 30 years. That's amazing. So it could be a really cool opportunity there. Double Blessing Homestead said, I almost got kicked out of those home economics for sewing a pillow in 10 minutes when the teacher wanted it to be a 2-day project. Send in a resume, bro. Put that on there. Really good at pillowcases. Got kicked out of class because I was too fast, right? So, sew shop, 2 openings, Britt at refugemedical.com. The next thing, all right, we are looking for 2 general production employees. So this is building kits, putting stuff in bags, organizing the office, cleaning the office. This is general production, gen pop, entry-level positions, all right? This could be a wide variety of different things. It's somebody who has to be used to a fast-paced environment, have high standards of excellence, be able to execute on commands in an independent fashion, right? Be able to take directions and follow through. Somebody who is time-oriented, somebody who is goal-oriented, and somebody who is punctual. We've had a couple of people come work for us, and they show up 30 minutes late like 5 times in a row. Dude, me or Britt, we will all the way smoke you. Not happening. Not up in here. For Rizzle, my nizzle. Can you still say that?
No, it's racist.
It's racist? Well, shit. So, 2 general production employees, right? This is going to be on the assembly line, on the build line, building kits, making sure that people have awesome gear so that way they can go out and save lives after they've hit the shipping. Would you like me to send another resume? I sent you one already last season. Yes, Kermode, send it to Britt at refugemedical.com. Britt at refugemedical.com. Send your resumes, and in the subject line, put resume for general production, resume for sew shop, resume for whatever you are applying for, right?
Mascot.
For mascot. Must be comfortable around flashbangs. It's a real thing. You have to be capable of getting yelled at. I will all the way walk up and ask you really challenging medical questions. Ask Hunter, who has been getting bombarded the past 2 days. Hunter keeps learning Greek words or Latin words, and he doesn't like it.
Listen, if you are easily scared, please don't apply. Okay?
What? I can work at Refuge? Cool. Yes, you can. We are hiring for 6 different positions. The first 2 are for sew shop. The second 2 are general production, right? And there's a whole platform. Everybody starts at small builds and learning the intricacies of the small build section, and they work their way all the way up to master builder. After master builder, you move on to customer care and customer service, right? There's a ton of opportunity inside of this organization. I myself started on the small build section. True story, Lauren?
Well, you worked here before I did, but I started the first day I did Band-Aids. Then I went away because y'all didn't need me. And then I came back and I held a camera a couple times a week.
Yep.
And now
You're the media director.
I'm the media director.
Yeah. Rinch just said, yeah, Britt started running our TikTok, right? So,
TikTok, boo.
I will apply on Monday for general production. Yeah, type out your resume, get it to us. We're going to start interviews on Monday. So, if you can get your resume to us in the next couple days before Shabbat, that's a really good deal right there, right? So, general production. We're hiring 2 spots. We got 2 spots open. We got 2 spots open in the SO team. And the next 2 spots are very interesting spots.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Okay?
Oh, I love you, Heather.
So, here's what we got. We're hiring 2 interns with immense opportunity for career development. Career development. 1 intern is for Britt. Britt needs a number 2. And basically you would come under, or they would come under Britt's tutelage, and she would teach you the Brittness that Britt does, and you would help her and assist her in her daily tasks. This is an interim position with opportunity to advance in the organization. Okay, this is somebody with leadership skills. This is somebody with organization skills, with administrative skills, with a desire to learn, with a desire to grow. This is somebody that's looking to start a career. All right, this is a really cool position. All right, it's also very fluid. Britt does a lot of different things. She wears a lot of different hats, right? And so it's somebody who wants to keep up with the fast pace, like somebody who has a desire to learn about the industry as a whole, not just I'm going to put stuff in bags, I'm going to be a general employee, right? So it's an intern for an admin, right? So we have an admin intern role open right now, right? Go ahead and email Britt at refugemedical.com, put, resume for admin intern, if that's something. This is also a great opportunity for, your kids. If you got like a 21-year-old that's really interested in this or is looking for a great career opportunity in this economy, this would be a good spot for them, right? All of these roles are in person. They have to be in person. It's just not going to work if you're across the country. And I'm sorry, but it's definitely what it is, right?
There was like a bubble that popped up on the screen in front of you. Oh, dang it. It was did you say thumbs up? Say thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
I don't know.
It's when he does a thumbs up.
What? Ew.
Is that what, did it really happen?
Get out of our freaking stuff, AI.
I hate AI. It's the worst.
No, it didn't happen.
Okay. All right. So
Well, I don't know. It might be lagging really.
the next thing is our final position that we have is a media intern. Okay, so this is somebody who's going to be directly under Lauren's tutelage. So somebody who's learning from Lauren in terms of media management in a media department for a large-scale organization, for a multi-million-dollar organization, right? So this is learning the media ins and outs, how to make content, how to edit content, how to work against Google and Google ads. Somebody who's pretty tech savvy. We're going to want somebody who, likes filming, likes messing around on the phones, likes social media, understands a little bit about social media and all that stuff. This is a really, really cool opportunity, and it's something that Lauren desperately needs. We need some more support with the role in media. Yes, Lauren.
All of these job descriptions will be up on the site so that people can read them and really get a feel for what we're looking for.
Yeah, absolutely. All these job descriptions will be on the site, and so people can get a look at, hey, this is what we're looking for, yada, 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 all that stuff, right? Should be soon. Should be the very best, very soon. A lot of views. A lot of views on the site. So I would implore you to reach out to the people that you think this might be a good opportunity for. If it's yourself, get your resume ready, get it sent over, and we'll start doing interviews. It is a multi-interview process. Obviously, we don't want any weirdos to slip in. Of course, caring about the company, being invested in the organization is huge. You guys know that Like on the Refuge channel, we've got 12,000 subscribers, but with Bear Independent, we got 220,000 subscribers, and there's the Viking Preparedness Network. There's a ton of different networks of a lot of people that we're going to be sending these out to, and so it's a good opportunity for somebody who wants to come and learn this side of business. We are a company that is doing business in service to the Most High, right? To save lives while in service to Him so that we can experience the abundance of His provision and blessing through saving lives. If that's something that interests you or interests somebody even if they wanted to eventually move to a different part in the organization, this is a great way to get your foot in the door. Somebody who wants to do training or something like that. Right now, we don't have a training position open, but that could change in the future. I'm a software engineer, web dev designer at a marketing company, but moving to OK immediately is not feasible. Worth applying.
It's an intern position. This is not going to be with you.
Yeah, it's an intern position. So, it's going to start at a lower pay rate with the opportunity to move up quickly, right? But that's the whole idea, is that we're bringing a young person who maybe doesn't have as much experience into the fold so that they can start to learn and grow, right? Kermode, he already said sent. He also said sent, right? So that's good. So, does anybody have any questions about the job openings happening at refugemedical.com? We got 2 for the SO team, 2 for general production, and 2 intern positions that are opening up. These are paid internships. We don't do free internships because that's kind of slavery, TBD, or TBH. But if you guys have any questions about it, go ahead and throw it in the chat right now, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A as best as we can. Shalom, Bob, Refuge Nation fam. If we were down there, I'd definitely have my husband apply for something. Lost Light, I actually worked with your husband not too long ago. Really cool guy. Really, really cool dude. We were talking about sheep and your guys' sheep. We'll give it a couple minutes, see if anybody has any questions that they're typing up. You do have to be comfortable with flashbangs. It happens. Dude, Waffles, I don't know if anybody's told you today, but you're beautiful, and I love you. Are you guys in the Skill Bridge program yet? I don't even know what the Skill Bridge program is. Lauren, what's the Skill Bridge program? Hold on. Let's see what the Google machine. GTS. Google that shiz.
Oh, it's a military thing. DoD Skill Bridge.
No, we're not.
We don't do a lot of DoD stuff.
Well, that's just that seems like a pathway out of the military. They move into stuff like that. I have a friend who runs a company that is. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
Free position will be discussed in the interview process, Rick. Can you give a general pay rate range for the internship? Obviously depends on a lot, but at least a ballpark.
It'll be above minimum wage entry level pay. So Oklahoma here, the minimum wage I think is like $7. It'll be higher than that for sure. It'll be an hourly position, probably under $15 for sure. I don't know exactly what it would depend on skill level too. Yeah, I would say somewhere between $7.50 and $15 depending on skill. Hey, thanks, Waffles. Bless you, bro. Robert, South Africa checking in. Still would love to join your team one day. Dude, but you're killing it in the bush. That's the thing. Mr. Nine says you're a miniature bear. Re your do-do-doos. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm not a miniature bear. I'm a Bob, and he's a bear. And we're very different people. But we are close friends, so there are some similarities. For anyone thinking about it, this is also a wonderful, encouraging group to be around, growing in ability and life. Go for it. Hey, thanks so much, NWA Prepper. That's a brother who has been here. He's been with us for a long time. We've been partnered and working together for years now. Travis is a blessing to us, is a blessing to anybody he's around, in all seriousness. I love you, bro.
He really is.
He's just a good dude. He's a good dude. and he's honest. So anyways, got a jet, taking a buddy gun shopping. He is new to prepping and all of this, so he's taking a big first step today towards defending himself and his family. That's awesome, Scuba Rob. That is so cool. So cool. Hey, Bob, it was a pleasure working with you guys in Tennessee, even though you hate the sport canic. LOL. I sent you a DM on Instagram. That's a bit personal. I'd rather not type in chat. Thanks, man. God bless. You did send me a DM on Instagram. I think I asked you if you were the dude that was running the canic. Super duper cool. I thought I responded. You asked about Wisco. I remember now. Maybe I didn't respond. I'm looking. Do. I'll have to dive in a little bit deeper. I don't see it. But just shoot me another message, brother, and we'll talk. It'll be all good in the hood, as the kids say. All right. Any other questions in reference to the jobs? And hey, really quick, I don't hate on the canic. I have a canic. Okay. It's a type of gun. If you get, I don't care what type of gun.
Like a mechanic? That's what my brain is.
If you can shoot it, who cares? Who cares, bro? I'm just an autist when it comes to gear, and so
Is that an artist or an autistic?
It's an artistic.
Okay, sorry, probably can't say autistic on.
No, autist is the actual word. It is a real word. That's
Artist?
No, autist. It is someone who is autistic.
Oh.
Good grief.
I'm not artistic.
I'm an artist. I'm an artist. What's it? All right, guys, shut it down.
Oh,
all right,
man.
Slim Medic, you were freaking awesome, dude. Thank you so much for being out there. In all seriousness, you were a very talented guy. You did a lot of good work while you were out there, and it's always good having a medic on hand, especially somebody who's worked with, on the tax side too. That's very cool because you get dynamic situations. It's not that it's not like gunfighting was happening or anything like that, but somebody with that level of experience that trains in that level, right? They get how dynamic situations work and how to adapt quickly, right? It's like, oh, the problems had changed. Okay, let's just evolve, right? So that's very good. That's why I always recommend that people do reality-based training, scenario-based training inside of tactical situations, because it just makes you really, really good at quick decision making, and either delegating or taking leadership authority, right? So it's very cool to have you. Okay, it doesn't look like we have any other questions. Are we gonna move on?
What are we moving on to so I can put the text on the screen?
Who do you email resumes to? What a freaking great question, somebody. Oh my gosh, you really ask them. You're going to email all the resumes to Britt at refugemedical.com. BRITT at refugemedical.com. In the subject line, put what you are applying for. If you're like, I want to apply for everything, right? Then attach your resume. If you're like, man, I'm a leader who also sews in his free time, can do general population stuff or production stuff, and also I'm great at media. Cool, bro. That's awesome. You're going to do all the jobs now. Congratulations. You're hired on everything. How do you like working a different position every day?
Mondays, sewing. Tuesdays, in production.
Yeah.
Wednesdays, media.
Yep.
Thursdays, admin.
Fridays, you jump off a tall building.
We call you off the roof.
Yeah, we put a trampoline under the roof and say, don't do it, you're loved. All right. Nope, no more questions. Cool. We are going to move to Hurricane Helene.
Oh. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and put that there.
Boo, boo, boo,
Okay,
boo, boo, boo,
this is kind of tinfoil hattie and Hurricane Helene. Probably.
I can't even see my chat now.
Never boring. That's right.
Daniel Saxon said, just got on. Sounds like you're hiring. Yes, we are hiring. We are hiring for 6 different positions. 2 for the sew shop, 2 for general production, and 2 interns, 1 for media and 1 for admin. Love that you are opening opportunities to the larger Refuge fam. If you have any opportunities in the emergency management area, let me know. Have Dee Dee that is working on her master's and would love to do this. Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Beth. We will. Yeah, you should come back, Slim Medic. It was great having you. What kind of position are y'all looking to fill? I already answered that. What's up, Umpoko? Trampoline under the roof sounds like a dauntless faction trial. Dang. DBH, let's both apply and be friends again. What's up, Texas T? Shalom. Shalom, shalom. Okay. So, moving to Hurricane Helene. So, we sent Bob as Refuge Medical to Hurricane Helene to do Bob stuff. I did a bunch of different things inside of the deployment, whether it was running air support and doing resource delivery or reconnaissance work, both those things, as well as we had facilitation of a bunch of different assets that we brought to bear, drones, reconnaissance dudes, human intelligence guys, all this different stuff, and Bob was kind of just bobbing around in and out of all these different things, as well as I was trying to maintain a good staff of medical professionals that were there constantly working to get more assets into the community, whether that be insulin, whether that be blood thinner medication, whether that be oxygen, prescription meds, whatever it is. We were working with a couple of different doctors, a couple other NPs and LNPs, and just trying to get the people of the communities affected what they need, right? Alan 456, send a resume. Britt at refugemedical.com. So with that, I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to ask any questions that you have for me from my experience there. I saw a lot of different things. I was there for about 10 days. So obviously, it was every single day was drastically different, and it brought new problems to bear. The first day's problems were completely different from the second day problems, which were completely different from the 8th day problems. And so, as well as spending Day of Atonement there, trying to make sure that people in that community had food while you're on a fast. It was very interesting to see how the Lord was working through people. Seeing so many people get closer to the Most High was beautiful to see Christ working through so many different people. It was so inspiring. It was breathtaking. It really was. And let me tell you guys, like, the Father showed up consistently. It would be crazy needs. Somebody needs a generator stat, or someone's going to kill themselves. It's like generator shows up. Somebody needs a bed, or a different donation site needs beds and cots, and a truck full of beds and cots show up. And so it was just constantly just seeing the Lord work. So it was very cool. Bob, how heartbreaking was it? Yeah, man. Yeah, it sucks. It was heartbreaking. And you can absolutely focus on that. Or you can focus on the wins. Right? So everything's perspective. Is the glass half full or is the glass half empty? I've never seen so many people rally. The communities there have so much faith. People watched their neighbors wash down, and they were like, God has me here for a reason. It's like, yeah, he does. I don't know that we will ever fully understand why it happened. We can put our tinfoil hats on and we can theorize all we want. That's not going to help the people that got hurt. It's not going to help the people who died. It's not going to help the people who are trying to build their homes. Oh, is this device that used this with this seating? And it's like, that's not helping anything. Like, go help. They need clean water. They need water filtration. They need to rebuild their homes, So it was absolutely heartbreaking, but it was also heartwarming, too. So you got to focus on the good, right? Fix your eyes on what is good. Those are the things we'll dwell on. We're not going to dwell on the bad. Yuppie said the med game was strong there for sure. Yeah, we had a full field hospital set up, so it was pretty good. Bunch of nurses, docs, all that stuff. It was really cool. What was the ratio of pilots and people willing to ride a rotary aircraft to do the things? The people that were willing to ride were always greater than the pilots because everybody wants to ride an helicopter. There was really, I went to a couple different air bases that were there. And it was really cool because people like came from Alaska with their like bush planes to like drop stuff because they could just land anywhere pretty much. And a lot of people brought their own aircrafts. There was a guy named Dusty that brought his aircraft. He was a freaking blessing. He was an absolute gangster. He was so capable. He flies in a different state that's not the same terrain at all. So to just go to that terrain and start flying over 6,000 feet peaks, that's a big deal. The thermals change a lot in that, and he was talented. He was a really talented dude. He was very attentive, always made a way for his escape. Really, really good guy. So probably could have used more pilots. I will say that we probably could have used more pilots that were willing to not listen to stupid directives. There were like locations like, you can't land here because maybe the National Guard will land here sometime. And it's like, would have been better if pilots just like did it. But I also understand the struggle behind it. And we saw a couple pilots do that and get into big pissing matches with fire chiefs and stuff like that. So, I think that because of the media surrounding aircraft capability on the civilian side, that if more disasters or when more disasters happen, that will be a resource that is used more often. Because I think people realize like, oh shoot, we could just bring our own helicopter, we could just bring our own planes and all that stuff. So it's very important. Wilderness bushcraft. Bob, did you learn anything about your gear loadout that you'll be changing up in the future? Yeah, it was a little thing for me. I mean, this isn't my first deployment, and so like I have a pretty good idea of what I usually bring. I will say about halfway through the deployment, stuff shifted away from like search and rescue, search and recovery, and more towards like truly relief. Then at that point, I wish I would have had some different clothes for different optics. It's a very specific optic you present if you like show up with an outside the waistband holster and military or like camo pants, like what type of shirt you have on, what type of hat you have on, does it have a patch, all this stuff. So optics really matter, especially with communities that are not wanting to accept government help or that are super distrusting of anybody from the government because of the current circumstances. And so going to a grayer optic in my presentation, going to like a flannel and jeans and an inside the waistband concealed and stuff like that really helped in my capability. Looking more rustic rather than militant was a lot more effective. It made me more relational, and I knew that, but I didn't plan as well as I should have for it. And so when I first got there, I was out in the field so much doing like recovery or aircraft work or whatever, that I was like, yeah, dude, I need to have like bands with all my pockets and all this stuff, and I need to have my chest rig so that way I can carry my drone comfortably, so I can carry, my extra gear and all the comms I need and everything like that. So being able to scale away from that in a different way, like I'm gonna get, a different, like a binocular case rather than a chest rig, right? Because the optics are very different. So there's little things like that. Just it greased the wheels or the gears a little bit to get into certain locations that were cut off. Because there were locations that were cut off and the locals were like, if you don't live here, you cannot come in. So understanding the ability to be fluid in your presentation. I had some, and I just kept using the same clothes. I wish I would have had some more.
I think Keith also did not pack enough.
Yeah. Me and him had talked about that because one of the questions I had asked one of the individuals that were there was like, okay, like what's our atmospherics right now? Like, what's the community like? What's the law enforcement like? What's the general consensus and emotion right now? And it started like, everybody's just looking for everybody right now to like, nobody wants anybody from the government here. And so the communication quickly became like, I take zero money from the government. I'm here on my own volition. I'm a volunteer. I drove 800 miles to be here because I want to help, because I love you, because Christ loves you. Like, understanding that presentation versus like, I'm here as this trained individual doing search and rescue and recovery and like, no, nobody wants, like I'm here to help, right? So understand that, like, when you go into a place like this, having the ability to be like, yeah, if you need to be overt, like, have that presentation, but also like, dude, I need to look like a guy, just like a random dude that's like here to help. Like, that's also very important too. So I think a lot of us got something out of there.
I spelled hurricane wrong, so I just said that was my accent. It's
hurricane.
Hurricane?
How did the hurricane? Linox has pork in it?
Is that how you say that?
What? Oh.
Wow, somebody's already looked this up. Because it was like right up there.
I'm sure. Saw a video of the Winona area and looked like a displacement camp, and then campers coming in.
No, Linox does not contain pork. This medication is synthetically derived and does not include any animal-derived ingredients.
Linox does not contain pork.
That's just one website. So it says it's suitable for vegetarians, and it also says it does not contain gelatin.
What's the estimated count now? Depends on who you ask and who has the most recent information. I don't have the most recent information. It's high. I would say thousands. All these organizations want to be pro-migrant until they float away in a hurricane. Now we're not going to count them. That sucks. There's a lot of that there. Oh, those guys just work the fields. It doesn't matter. Okay. Sucks. How much time did you spend under a ruck versus a general lightweight EDC? The guys who were first on the ground spent a little bit of time under a ruck. Once we had the fob established, it was pretty much, I had like a flat pack with my med EDC and then like pocket gear. That was most of the time. Depending on what I was doing. If I was going to like an EOC, or if I was going to meet up with sheriffs, or if I was going to go meet up with like community officials, I tried to like lose bags and stuff like that, like less of an overt presentation, more inviting, more open and receivable. But I know a lot of dudes, like, I lived out of my ruck. Like I got stuff out of my bags constantly. But that shit, I didn't carry it around with me often. Leadership leading the fire chiefs had no appreciation for treetop flyers. Residents did. Yeah, absolutely. Would Refuge ever consider building a search and rescue focused chest rig that's bright ABS reflective like a Bearfac, so you still have the load capacity but less militant optics? Yeah, we've got a project that we're working on talking about that. It probably won't be us who builds it. There's another company that builds really capable chest rigs that can do it. They already have the pattern. And they have that capability. Like, that's what they do. We don't build chest rigs. So, yeah, but absolutely we should. That's awesome, local prepper. So is the Grindstone deployment over? Yes, the Grindstone deployment is over. They pulled out of FOB Cherry Grove. this morning, I believe. And it's not that the work is done, it's that the relief portion is done. So Grindstone Ministries is a disaster relief organization. We're not a disaster recovery organization. Those are two different things. And so understanding relief is the immediate effects, the clearing of the roads, the clearing of dangerous impositions, whether it be like trees on houses, on power lines, stuff like that, people that need housing, people that need food and water, all that jazz. The recovery, those are different organizations that do that. We have done recovery efforts in the past, but we don't do it on full scale, right? So sometimes the Spirit will move and it'll be like, take this person and give them a home, or build them a home, or rebuild their home, or, all these different things. And that happens more often than not. But that's not currently what we're doing in that area of operations. So they have departed Fob Cherry Grove and Camp Miller. They've pulled back. And I believe that the teams are all en route right now back to the home base, which is good. It was the 28th of November, I believe, or not November, of September.
They've been there for over a month.
Yeah, they've been there over a month. So this was a long deployment. You gotta think that's 4 weeks, 30 days that they were on the ground actively working there. They're coming back. They're resetting their gear. The volunteers have been sent home. If you volunteered with us, thank you so much. That's freaking awesome. It's always humbling for us to be a part of it as Refuge. If you donated to the oxygen, thank you. If you donated to med gear, thank you. Bless you. Seriously, it's a big, big deal. Yeah, it really is. Lives were saved. And radios, guys. Radios. Bob, do we need radios? Yes. Do you need to know how to use them? Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. We have a class that's coming up. When is it? January?
Is it January?
Yeah,
Or did we flip-flop the dates? Remember we
January.
January?
January. Seriously, guys, plan to come to that class. When I say there are times that myself or others would have been seriously harmed, displaced, or even worse without communications, I mean it. Dude, it ain't a joke. People are married to this thing, and people are resources. And so getting more people to you, that's huge. So having the ability to communicate was absolutely necessary. If you're not confident or you want to get more confident with your radios, come to class. Don't be an ass. Seriously. Evan from Radio Made Easy, he's coming out and he's teaching his 0 to Hero radio course. It's a 2-day course. It's awesome. I can't wait to learn more from him. Starting a class to get my general license tomorrow. That's awesome, Shop Stuff. I'm going for my tech and my general. I'm doing it. I was just talking to the doc about it, man. I got to do it. I really do. What's up, Steven? Steven McDougall. So any more questions about Hurricane Helene, and then we'll move on to a quick little bit about the election and preparedness for it. Questions about Hurricane Helene? Anything? Taking the test for the general next month. Good job. Appalachian was a comms killer. It really was. And Yuppie was there. He knows. That terrain, like understanding repeaters and understanding the ionosphere and how to bounce, bro. Crazy. Can we get a backpack repeater? Technically, yes. From me, no. You can build your own repeaters. Like, it's not terribly hard. It takes just information and skill, as I understand it. I'm pretty sure Yuppie brought their own repeaters. Like, they were ready to go. How has Helene impacted your own preps? Honestly, more wound cleaning stuff. More organization, and then it's also like not my physical preps, but looking at my AO and the risks associated with it. I'm becoming more familiar with my area of operations and like things I didn't think about. So that was a big one. Any details about the Blackhawks rotor washing supply drops? Yeah, it wasn't just Blackhawks. There was Chinooks too that did it. I mean, the information is that it was a new pilot that didn't know what he was doing. Okay. And they'll be seriously reprimanded. Okay. Build an off-the-shelf, in-mass backpack repeater network for truckers. We are out here circling the nation. That'd be a good idea for somebody who's smarter than me, Skip. You have a great idea. Do it. Do it. I'll talk about it on the internet. Do it, bro. All right, so we're gonna move on to the election. If anybody's paying attention, we're all seeing some weird stuff, especially at polling places. There's been enforcement agencies that have been out force closing polling locations early. There's also been ballot drop locations that have been burned. There has been threats of violence to locations, all of which is very concerning. Remember, political violence happens right before civil unrest and civil conflict on the threat scale. So, here we go. Political violence. What is political violence? Assassinations or assassination attempts. The intimidation tactics through free and fair elections. Violence against subsect groups inside of political organizations. All of these things, whether you believe they're happening or not, right, are signals and indicators towards civil unrest and civil conflict. So, we take that as information, building a better intelligence picture, and out of that, we're gaining the ability to maneuver about the battle space, right? So these are things that we should avoid. These are places that we should not go. These are, groups of people we don't want to be around right now, right? So we want to be careful, right? And pay attention. Whoever you're voting for, doesn't matter. Right? It doesn't matter. But whoever you're voting for, maybe not broadcast it to everybody. Maybe play your cards close to the chest right now. And be aware of organizations or groups that are in your area of operations that could potentially be threatening as the political climate intensifies. Is that like a good enough way to say that without being a conspiracy theorist? I felt like that was adequate. I felt like that was articulate.
What was the last part of the sentence?
You don't even listen. She doesn't even listen to you guys.
I tuned out for a second. Sorry, I
said if there are certain groups or organizations that are in your area of operations, maybe pay attention to them as the political climate intensifies.
You know what I didn't tell most of the people here?
What?
Because it was during Sukkot and I forgot. I was driving down Main Street, okay? And here is this group of people on the side of the road, main street of our little town. And they're waving Harris Biden flags.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
I'm like, whoa, down here in the South?
Iridium Group says, I'm voting for Trump. All right, dude.
You can't even vote, but guess what? Neither can I.
Why don't you come through the border and we'll give you a free ballot? I'm sure that's not happening.
You know what? You probably could vote. He could probably vote, and I won't be able to.
Yeah, you'll get restricted.
Yeah, they'll be like, no, you didn't register in time. This guy, though.
Bob, do you do Employee of the Month? Just curious. We used to do what's called a brag box. And I don't know, I think it was like $500. Like
What?
So the way it would work is throughout the week, or throughout the month, everybody would write brags about each other,
Uh-huh.
right? And they would put it in the brag box. And whoever got the most brags throughout the month would then get like a $500 bonus. Maybe it was quarterly. I can't remember. We used to do the brag box. I don't think she's not there.
As I slowly turned to look at Britt. So far in Utah, there's been no problems here in Utah.
Roger that. In Utah, there's no problems. You're one of the only states. So, look at the bidding. What does the money say? Usually the money tells the truth. Trump's up like freaking 30 points on all the betting agencies right now in Vegas.
I'm just.
Trump's got the W.
Can we? You know that song?
Lot of bets, lot of money.
You know that song, Wake Me Up When September Ends? It's like, wake me up.
Wake me up
The day is over.
when November ends. Lot of people, beautiful people.
I love it, Heather. She said, let us vote someone a winner each month.
That's hilarious.
Much of your choice.
Conspiracy theorism implies there's a lack of substantiating evidence. Conspiracy theorism is actually a good thing because you're theorizing about potential conspiracies, and conspiracies are bad.
Yeah.
Well, not always. There could be a good conspiracy. Like if the conspiracy is to give Lauren a cupcakes, and like so we're all trying to figure out what type of cupcake she likes the best and when's the best day to give a cupcake. That's a conspiracy.
Cupcakes.
And so yeah, we have shout-outs at my company, and it's pretty toxic.
Oh my gosh, that reminds me. I'm sorry. My husband, before I just had my birthday, and he just one day is like, "What's your favorite kind of cake?" And I just didn't even say. I just told him because I was like, "That was so." There was no like you trying to get around to anything. It was just the most random. He's like, "Okay," and then just left it alone. I'm like, "You're not very good at this whole thing."
In Missouri, early voting lines are super long. It's a great thing to see so many out voting. We got 3 boxes to use inside of the American constitutional system. We have the ballot box, and this is what can affect change. We have the ballot box. We have the soap box.
I thought
Right.
was a soapbox.
The soap box where you can go and stand up and give stump speeches and, compel people. And we have the ammo box. Let's try to use the first 2. Okay?
Yes, Pat. The radio class is not free. It is an actual class.
January comm class. Any charge for coming for class? Interested in attending? Yes, Pat, come to class January. Yes, it costs money. We need to pay Evan because he's talented and he's traveling across the country to come here. Great impression. A lot of people think it's a good impression. A lot of people. Not everybody says it's a good impression. I think it's a great impression. Sorry. The pine box also. Oof. Oof. Is that when people get Clintoned? I mean, when they accidentally commit suicide?
That one comedian. Did you see the comedian that was on the Trump thing?
Oh, yeah.
He
Made one
savage.
joke about Puerto Rico.
Yeah, but then all the other stuff he was saying, and he was like, by the way, if I'm dead in 3 weeks, I did not commit suicide.
Yeah. Hemi, are you going to be ordering the Arctic when it becomes available? Rickster, stop talking about Arctic camo. We're going to make you something, bro, but you're pressuring us. You're killing me, Smalls.
It's the only reason we haven't is because the SO team is literally, I mean, they are stretched. Their bandwidth is it's maxed out.
Yeah. That's why we're hiring 2 people for the SO team. All right. Any final questions that we have in regards to the election? Anything you guys might want to know in terms of Refuge and what we're doing to better prepare? What we're doing around here, what our thoughts are, or any questions in general. This has been a kind of specific Refuge report. We really wanted to talk about the job openings. We really wanted to talk about Hurricane Helene in a live format. So, what do you got? Hit us with your questions. Doing a lot of voices. Anything? You also have the jury box. Yeah, you have the jury box. That's a real thing. I get it. There's a lot of boxes. I'm not seeing any questions. Okay. All right. Is everybody going to go and apply for the job if they want to come work at Refuge? Bring back Desert Storm camo. Nobody wants it. You're the only guy. This is what happens with weird camos. People are like, bring back Flecktarn. Bring back winter desert camo. Bring back desert night camo. It's like, dude, no. Will there be a Trump impression contest among Refuge employees? That would be great content. Lauren steps up. She's like, we're going to make media. A lot of people say we're going to make media. We're going to make media.
Y'all need a nurse. Oh, we love you, Rachel. We're not hiring for nurses at the moment, but we do love you. Everyone vote if they'll let you.
What are some of the first hurdles you dealt with starting at Refuge? Well, I fell out of a chair the first day and they filmed it.
Oh, and he also broke a table.
That was in.
Laying on it.
That was deeper
hold on,
into
let me just,
my
let me
employ.
come up with all of the. No, I'm just kidding. This is sign up service, machine maintenance and repair.
Nice wrenches. So my biggest hurdles were that this is not a normal job. It's not in the world. We don't do things like the world does. We do things differently. We move by spirit. And there is a learning curve to that because some things just don't make sense to you. And then you just do it anyways. I was actually just talking with T about it at lunch. It's like, sometimes I do things and people are like, Bob, why are you doing that? And I'm like, you gotta just trust me, bro. And it's like, good to go. Sometimes TJ just does stuff where he's like, I just gotta do this. And I'm like, T, what are you doing, bro? It doesn't make sense. He's like, I gotta do it. And then it's good to go. So it's just, there's a learning curve to that. It's figuring out, it's not like a job in the, it's not like Jimmy John's.
Dude, Jimmy John's. We are not training, we're not looking for remote help right now. And then wilderness bushcraft.
Will you be adding additional medical books to the Refuge store soon? Yes. Britt and I are actually
working on a book section.
Yeah, Britt and I are working on a Refuge library right now.
Which is super cool.
We got a ton of runner-ups. We're just trying to figure out the right publishing company that's not Git.
What was that?
Git. Little Git. They're a little rough. A lot of the publishing companies are a little rough. So yeah, are y'all training remote help? No, all these jobs we got to be in person. And dude, they have to be. You know, there's certain jobs that we can hire that are remote, but those positions are filled right now. There might be expansion on it here in the future, but not right now.
Well, even the remote ones, they're really not that far.
Yeah, like the remote one lives.
They can come in. When
They
need to.
do come in.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. What was your biggest miracle in Eastern Tennessee? My biggest miracle in Eastern Tennessee, there's two. The first one was how greatly the Father spoke to so many people. We had times where there was over 100 volunteers in the shop. That's crazy. And they were revolving. Okay? The next. We had a woman come in that was local that had part of her land flooded out. She still had her house, so she was doing everything to help people in the community. She was running around helping people. Her car wasn't flooded out, so she had this truck that she, or not a car, a truck that she was driving around trying to help people and like get stuff for them and bring stuff to older people and the elderly here, and this person was disabled and all this stuff. And she comes in, she says, there's an old man who's up on the side of a mountain and his generator went out. It exploded. He doesn't have a generator. He needs to get a generator. He's ready to kill himself. He's going to light his house on fire and kill himself, burn himself alive in it. And she was just so defeated. She's like, if you don't have a generator, I'm going to go buy him a generator with my last money. And I was like, okay. I talked to her, consoled her. We prayed together. We cried together. I was like, first of all, you're not going to go buy a generator. We're going to buy a generator for you if we don't have one here for you. The second thing is watch this, that we're going to get a generator. Are you ready? And she's like, what? I said, watch this. And we sat together and we prayed and we asked the Father for a generator right there. Somebody walked upstairs, says, hey, Bob, I have a generator on a pallet for you right now. 2 minutes after the prayer, she started weeping. And I said, do you see how much the Lord loves you and how much he will give you everything you need and everything you ask for? He wants to bless you. He is a good father. And it was instantaneous. And there was a young brother, new to the faith, that watched all of this happen and was blown away. And it was a miracle not just for the man who got the generator and not just for the woman who saw the Lord work, but it was also a miracle for the young man new in his faith that was sitting right there. He looked at me and he says, I've never seen anything like that. He said, I don't know how to explain what I've just seen. And so it was breathtaking. It really was. So that's what I got. That was my biggest miracle. Any progress on the magnetic system going on? Not really. We're looking at it. We got a couple fish that are bigger that need to get fried first. A second on that Trump impersonation. Hey, thank you. You know, a lot of people. He just says that all the time. He just says like a lot of people.
You know, he doesn't
We're gonna.
He doesn't always answer the questions he's asked. He just kind of goes to his like. Of course, I haven't watched the Joe Rogan podcast.
I'm really excited to finish it up. You know, Joe, Kamala doesn't think she can do it. She knows she can't do it.
There's a lady.
Buckets and Bibles is here. Shalom, beautiful brother. Shout out to
I know
Buckets and
that
Bibles.
guy.
Shout out to Buckets and Bibles for the awesome work that he was doing with Hurricane Helene. What a great dude. If you're not subbed to his channel, go sub to his channel. He does some great Bible studies where he talks the word with him and his wife. He's also a really good brother and a devout servant unto the Lord. Sorry I'm late. Any update on the RMPC? Yeah, it's we're just getting ready to start the cutting process, and they got 2 POs that they have to push out right now, so it's coming up.
But as we get the new hires in, it's really going to speed up.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons we want to bring more people on, is so that we can really hit deliveries sooner. Is the Refuge plate carrier compatible with SOE mag pouches? No. Good question. Joe is having a hard time with the Trump conversational weave. He's hilarious. I'm not a fan of some of his policies. I don't really care much for politics, but that guy is hilarious. He is hilarious. Yeah, he's hilarious. What a character. I'm a fan of the characters that are involved. Like, we got a cackling witch, like
Everything's
oh my gosh, this is the worst. Donald Trump, who's like a Cheeto freaking bigwig, literal, like boisterous personality, sleepy grandpa. Like, these are the people who run our country. Like, it's all bad. Cool. So with that, guys, I'm gonna hop off. We're gonna keep getting after it. Make sure you get your house in order, preps in order. Get your gear, man. I mean, we're hundreds of orders deep. We're continuing to push on and get the good work done. So if you guys have any questions in the meantime, what city is RM in? We're in Spiro, Oklahoma. Spiro, S-P-I-R-O. So we're hiring for, once again, final say here. We're hiring for 2 general production associates. We're hiring 2 SO team associates, and we're hiring 2 interns. So 1 for a media intern and 1 for a admin intern. So if any of that sounds good to you guys, just reach out, Britt@refugemedical.com. Rick asked for some prayer. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this day. Father, thank you for the opportunity to be here with these awesome people. Thank you for the fact that this is what we get to do. Father, please see us as where we are. Make us better. Please mold us and craft us into the likeness of you, Yeshua. Please use us for your good works. Make us the hands and feet so we can continue to bless others and point them back to you. Let us preach and teach your gospel. Let us convict concerning the matters of righteousness and sin. Guide our hearts right now. Guide our minds right now. Protect us from the enemy. Protect us from ourselves. Protect us from our flesh. Lead us not in temptation. Deliver us from evil. Father, we love you, and we praise you for this crazy world that you have made us for. You have made us for such a day as this. Let fear and anxiety and depression and worry not have any strength over us, Lord. We cancel that in the name of Yeshua, because we know that in you is peace and love and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness and self-control and meekness, all of these great things that come from you, Yeshua. Please guide us in your fruit. Let us be walkers of light, of witness and testimony to your power, to your saving redemption. We love you. I pray that you would bless every single person on this live stream, every single person in this building. Father, that you would charge us to continue to work for you. Thank you. Thank you for saving a wretch like me, for saving wretches like us, and seeing us as sons and daughters. We love you, Yeshua. It's in your name. Amen. All right, guys, go do awesome stuff. Go make Dad smile, okay? And remember, carry an effing tourniquet.